I want to talk about confession. Now, that's not a popular word, and we really I don't think, understand what it is. But I came across a verse in Psalm 19, and verse 14 is going to be very probably known to you, but it starts with verse 12. And this passage just resonated in my heart because I don't know about you, but I feel sometimes like, how do I know if I'm really pleasing the Lord? How do I know if what I'm saying throughout my day, if the way I'm conducting my job, if my thoughts about this conflict or my actions, how do I know if they're really pleasing the Lord? How do I know if I'm sinning or stuck in a habit that God wants me to fix, but I can't see it? Because listen, we all have blind spots. And I've recently been reminded of this at work, right? Because people have spoken into me that, this email I sent or this message I sent or this reaction I had was perceived differently than I intended it, and I didn't consider how that person was receiving it. And so this is a blind spot I have, right? So we all have blind spots. So Psalm 19 verse 12 through 14 says, David's crying out. He's crying out the same thing. And again, I felt like it was my heart too. He was saying, how can I know the sins lurking in my heart? Cleanse me from these hidden faults. Keep me from deliberate sins. Don't let them control me. Then I will be free from guilt and innocent of great sin. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be pleasing in your sight, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. Now, I had memorized verse 14, that last verse, years and years ago. And when I found it again, and I saw verses 12 and 13, it clicked for me. This concept of confession. David says, how can I know the sins lurking in my heart? How can I know the evil that is there? Evil maybe is a harsh word, but I've been studying about spiritual warfare. And I've been asking God, show me how Satan is attacking me. Show me the methods he's using to deceive me, to blind me, to chain me, to distract me. And as I'm praying this, there's a part of me that felt exactly like David did. How can I know? How can I know the sins lurking in my heart? And then he says, cleanse me from these hidden faults. Cleanse me from these hidden faults. Cleanse me, Lord, from the things that I can't even see, that I'm blind to, my blind spots. I don't know that I have really ever, before I found this verse, confessed the hidden faults that I'm not aware of. But David does. And I think it's a beautiful thing that honors God to acknowledge that we are human, to acknowledge that we have blind spots, and to ask God to reveal them to us because we cannot see them. They're blind spots that the enemy has put up against us. And we need to ask God to remove them. Remove these blind spots so that we can see. We can confess and we can change. But David doesn't stop with the hidden faults. He keeps going. He says, keep me from deliberate sins. I found it so interesting that he's asking God to keep him from deliberate sins. He's asking God for God's protection, for God's hand to stay him from these deliberate sins. Keep me from deliberate sins. Don't let them control me. Wow. Do you see the progression? David starts with saying, how can I know my blind spots? How can I know the sins lurking in my heart? Cleanse me from my blind spots. Don't let my blind spots become deliberate sin. Right? Don't let it become a habit. Don't let it become something I continually walk in and choose. Don't let them control me. David is seeing this progression. The enemy attacks us. The enemy gets into our thoughts. And he starts that recorder. Does God really love you? If he loved you, this wouldn't have happened. Do you believe what that person did? That person's supposed to be a Christian. I can't believe that they hurt you this way. You would never do that. You're better than that. Right? Satan gets into our heads. He creates blind spots for us. And David recognizes that it starts with a hidden fault or thought. And it lurks in our hearts. And then we entertain it and we take it in. And then it becomes a deliberate choice. It turns into a deliberate action. And then it controls us. So David is pleading against all of this. And then he says, Lord, if you show me the blind spots, if you cleanse me from the blind spots, if you protect and keep me from these bad habits, and if you don't let them control me, then I will be free from guilt and innocent of great sin. That's what I want. That's what I want. I want to be able to stand before my Lord free from guilt and innocent of great sin. I want to be able to interact with my brother or sister in a way that is sin-free, that is free from guilt and free from sin. And so that's the path. And then David says, he asks his next prayer of the Lord and says, may the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be pleasing in your sight, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer. David says, this is what I don't want, and this is what I do want. May the thoughts that I do entertain in my heart, may the thoughts that I do meditate on be pleasing in your sight. And may the words that come out of those meditations be pleasing in your sight. Because you are my rock and you are my redeemer. It's just such a beautiful passage. And it challenges me in my time with the Lord as I'm confessing the sin that I do know about. I ask him, Lord, show me the hidden sins lurking in my heart and cleanse me from them. Show me where my blind spots are. Show me where I'm choosing deliberate sin. Show me where it's threatening to control me. Open my eyes, God. And this has to be an act of God, right? We in and of ourselves are not able to perceive the wiles of the devil. We just aren't. He's so crafty. We need God's help for him to show us those things. And then the meditations of our heart and the words of our mouth can be pleasing in his sight. that's my encouragement to you today, friend. Until next time, go with God.